Craig Cunningham scores an upset 8th round TKO victory over Anthony Ogogo, taking Ogogo's unbeaten record in the process. Where do I even start with this fight? I've always been a skeptic of Ogogo. I've said in many previous videos, I don't yet see what exactly his talent is. I've been waiting to see it. And a while ago, I made a video talking about Spike O'Sullivan versus Anthony Ogogo. I said I'd like to see that fight. But the general consensus was, to hell with Spike O'Sullivan. This is what people were telling me in the comment section. That's a rubbish fight for Ogogo. We want to see him step up and fight somebody good, not O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan got bashed, from pillar to post by Chris Eubank Jr. Well, so what? What does Chris Eubank Jr. have to do with O'Sullivan versus Anthony Ogogo? Since when did Anthony Ogogo show that he's got anywhere near the talent of a Chris Eubank Jr.? So why are people saying that Ogogo versus O'Sullivan is not a good fight? I always thought that was a good fight. I wanted to see that fight. People were telling me, it's rubbish, it's a mismatch. Just because O'Sullivan got bashed up once, it don't mean that he's going to get bashed up every time he steps in the ring. He's only lost to Eubank Jr. and Billy Joe Saunders, two very good fighters. Ogogo has done nothing to show that he's a very good fighter so far as a professional. Nothing. He hasn't shown any great speed, any great power, any great boxing skill, nothing. And here against Craig Cunningham, he was a big favourite to win. And actually, one thing that Spike O'Sullivan said in a recent interview is that, it wasn't really an interview, it was kind of a monologue on camera where he was ripping into Anthony Ogogo, calling him out. And he said that Ogogo's got no chin. He said that he was knocked out in the amateurs and that he was dropped or knocked out by Spike O'Sullivan's brother with a jab or something like that. So O'Sullivan was adamant that Ogogo's got no chin. And on the evidence of what I saw tonight here against Craig Cunningham, I think Spike O'Sullivan is absolutely correct. Craig Cunningham has got 3 knockouts in 17 fights. And every single time he hit Anthony Ogogo clean, he hurt him. Ogogo's legs were all over the place. Clearly, noticeably, his legs would go every time he got hit clean. That is not a good sign when a guy's got 3 KOs in 17 fights and he's hurting you every time he hits you. That's a problem. Now, don't get it twisted. I've said many times that knockout ratio is not always a good indication of how hard somebody hits. For example, Tony Bellew was dropped badly by a guy called Bob Ajasafi. And Ajasafi had, I think, 1 or 2 KOs in his whole career when he fought Tony Bellew. Now, some people may argue, well, actually, Bellew's chin is not that good anyway. But the thing with Bellew is he'll go down from shots. And he was definitely weight drained at light heavyweight. And that's when he fought Bob Ajasafi. He'll go down, but Bellew has very good recuperative powers. Yeah, he'll recover very quickly from being hurt or from knockdowns. Whereas clearly here, as we see with Anthony Ogogo, he don't have good recuperative powers. When he gets hurt, he stays hurt. He was pretty much hurt from the second round on. He got hit with some clean shots in the second round, hurt and dropped. And his legs never really came back from that point on. And every single time that he was hit clean subsequently, he was hurt. He was making Craig Cunningham look like Adonis Stevenson in there. Ogogo was trying to give Amir Khan a run for his money in terms of the bad chin department. But unlike Khan, Ogogo don't have the incredible hand speed that Amir Khan has. He just seems like a very rudimentary, average fighter all round from what I've seen of him. And I'm not trying to bash him here. I'm sure he's a nice guy and this, that, and the other. I'm just being honest about him as a fighter. From what I've seen, Ogogo has nothing. He's just a very run-of-the-mill British level fighter. To me, that's how he looks. Can he bounce back from this? I think it's going to be hard for Ogogo to ever go anywhere in the sport. Because if you don't have a good chin, which it appears that he has a terrible chin, if you don't have a good chin, you have to have something else to make up for it. You have to have incredible boxing skills, or you have to have a tremendous punch. You have to have something to counterbalance that serious deficiency, that serious weakness. Ogogo don't appear to have it. Anyway, the ending of the fight came in the 8th round. He was comprehensively outboxed throughout the fight, hurt several times. And at the end of the 8th round, it appeared that his trainer, Tony Sims, pulled him out of the fight. Apparently, Ogogo was complaining that he was having vision problems in one of his eyes. I hope that there's no serious injury there, like a detached retina, because that's what it possibly could be. And maybe he got worried and said, I can't see. I'm seeing blood vision. I don't want to go blind. Please get me out of the fight. Maybe that's the conversation he had with Tony Sims. I wish the best for him. No ill feeling towards him at all. I'm sure, like I say, he's a nice guy. I hope he goes home safe and recovers and all that. But just as a boxing analyst, I don't see where Anthony Ogogo's going to go. And again, I have to reiterate, those people who told me that Spike O'Sullivan versus Ogogo was a rubbish fight and they wanted to see Ogogo fight a big name. Why? Again, people get caught up with names. Just because Ogogo's got somewhat of a name, it don't mean he's that good. Yeah? I think, based on the evidence of what I saw tonight, Spike O'Sullivan would have actually knocked Anthony Ogogo out. O'Sullivan could really bang. And O'Sullivan's got a good chin himself. So now maybe we know why Spike O'Sullivan was so keen on that fight. He'd been calling Ogogo the dancing queen and this, that, and the other. Pretty amusing stuff. Let me know how you feel about the fight, people, if you watched it. And let me know what you think about Anthony Ogogo's future. Do you think he can go anywhere from here? What's he going to do about that chin? Maybe you disagree about the chin. Maybe you think that Craig Cunningham actually hits a lot harder than advertised. But from what I saw, that chin is looking extremely shaky. Let me know in the comment section, people. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.